So I had a couple things I wanted to share about the photos that I posted yesterday of myself sitting on those steps. A technical thing and then a funny thing to share. So from a technical standpoint, those were taken with natural light right at the end of golden hour. Those are at my house. I was sitting on my front steps and the light, you can tell that the light is very cold on one side and very hot on the other. It's very blue and very orange, respectively. And what was happening was the light was very cool in the shadows because it was almost nighttime. But the last of the golden hour light, which is naturally warm, was bouncing off that brick wall that's right beside me. And so these were a little bit tricky to edit because the light on one half of my face is very orange and the other is quite blue. So at first I was trying to balance it out and trying to do all kinds of filtering, like gradient filters and things. And then I thought, you know what, this is how the light existed at the time. So I'm just going to, I'm going to make sure it doesn't look like super orange and super blue. But beyond that, that was how that moment was, and that's fine. So it's a very mixed lighting situation, but I really like the contrast of it. So I just tried to make sure it wasn't distracting. So I basically set it up. My husband is also a photographer. He does not do people photography though, and so he's not used to working with people. So whenever I want him to take pictures of me, I just line everything up. I tell him what settings I want him to use, because he's perfectly competent. He's just not confident in what he's doing. So I tell him what settings I want to use and what I'm going to be doing, and then I go I go dance around or twirl or sit on steps or laugh or whatever. And he snaps the shots and then I run over and see if it's what I wanted. He's gracious enough to do that instead of making me use a tripod and a timer. And I think gradually it's giving him a little more confidence too in his own people photography. At any rate, so I really wanted some shots laughing because I love taking photos of people laughing. And I think it's so important that we have candid photos of ourselves that aren't just posed photos. So, so I wanted to get some photos of myself laughing. But when I take photos of people and I tell them to laugh, they're often like, well, I don't want to fake it in the moment. And the thing is that you can get great laughter photos by faking it. Just fake it. Because what will happen is it starts off really stilted, but you just pull out your inner actor and just totally fake it. And I don't mean faking a polite little laugh. I mean throwing your head back and howling with laughter. Because what happens is it feels ridiculous. It feels utterly just nonsense because it is. But then the act of doing it is so funny that you end up genuinely laughing because it's really funny to try to do, especially if there are other people around and they're kind of looking at you like, are you okay? so so you can get these amazing laughing photos of yourself or of somebody else by just faking it, just pretending. And the more you pretend, the funnier it actually gets. And then you really are throwing your head back and howling with laughter. And then eventually it gets really awkward and you need to stop for a minute because it's kind of tiring. And then you do it over again and it's fine. And so just try that. The next time you're taking a photo of somebody or somebody's taking a photo of you, laugh. Just let it be fun.